G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Surviving Mars with Mags. And we have been, well, it's actually been a couple of weeks since we've done a video on this. My apologies for that. There's been quite a lot going on. Who knew April was going to be this goddamn busy? But we are getting back on track. So when we left off, we just finished establishing the second dome. Our first set of colonists had arrived and are now manning it, and we're in the process of, well, trying to produce some machine parts that we were running short of, and to produce enough rare metals to actually start making a profit out of this place. Thankfully, we actually seem to be doing a relatively decent job here. We're up to 27 of 30 in the ship, so it's just about ready to depart. So rare metal production is fine, our food is going good, although happiness in the dome is not quite as high as
sector scanned.
I would like. Apparently dining and I believe drinking has popped up as well, because apparently on Mars the casinos don't serve food or alcohol. It's a little strange, I know, but nevertheless that's the way it is. Now we do have our machine parts factory running. It is critically understaffed at this point in time, but it is producing enough machine parts that we don't need to worry about running out immediately. We're floating around 25, 26 at all times. So providing nothing critical happens, we shouldn't run out of those. But we are consuming polymers and electronics, so we do need to do something about that. 27 to 30, so this ship, as soon as it's up to 30, I'm just about to send this rocket back. Actually going to do a little bit of renaming of the domes here, because you can do that. We're going to call this one Greenhouse, because that's what it is. And we'll call this one Factory. I know, it's boring names, but just to make them easier to identify down here on which one is which when stuff starts screaming, because I keep forgetting the names. We can actually change the look of them too. We actually have some skin options here, so if we change it off, we've got the birdcage type look, the hyper-futuristic look. The shadows are all modelled too, which is really nice. So they move through. And just the standard glass dome. I actually kind of like the futuristic look, so I reckon we're going to change our domes over to that. That looks much better than just a big glass dome with nothing in it. Some reinforcement struts is not a bad thing. Yeah, so anyways, that is going well. Our food supply is ticking along nicely, up to 256 food. We have 1 rare metals in storage. That hasn't been transferred through to the rocket yet. As soon as that is transferred through, we're good to let that one get the hell out of here. Now, our immediate goal is going to have to be getting a second load of colonists in here. We've got more than enough food production to be able to handle them. I would like a larger dome that I've got more space to play in, but I don't have that, so nothing I can do about it. What I do need, however, is more people to man the factories. Our production is low, so I need geologists for the mining area, and I need factory workers this run to man that factory. And a few extra people to man the second farm wouldn't be a bad option. We're up to 60% on soil quality here. Actually, we'll change the wheat over to soybeans so we can get the quality up there as well. Check and see exactly how our other farms are going. Soy, 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 up to 100. We can change that over to a rotation. Wheat, soy. We'll leave that rotation as it is. Actually, we'll just change 1 to wheat from soy. It's slightly slower, but has a
research complete.
No, actually, no, we'll change it to potatoes. 1 yield of potatoes, 2 yields of soy. That should keep the soil quality at 100. Should. As well as increasing food production slightly. Because more is better. Storage compression has completed, so we're up to researching the CO2 jet propulsion, which will allow us to move resources around far more efficiently, which is excellent. Sensor tower no longer requires power or maintenance. That would be nice. We've got Mars crowdfunding ticking along at the moment because I could really use the extra money at this point, and anything else that reduces our maintenance wouldn't be a bad idea. Factory AI, robotics, factory upgrade, performance increased by 20%. That wouldn't be bad. Martian aerodynamics, shuttle speed increased by 33%. We haven't even got the shuttles yet. I'm not too concerned about that. Compact passenger module, rockets can carry 10 more colonists. I need more colonists to sign up before I can start doing that. Arcology, new spire building, provides comfortable living space for many colonists. That would be cool, but I need bigger domes for it. Martian-born adaptability, Martian-born colonists graduate faster in universities and have higher chance to gain perks from schools. I need a breeding population before that is going to be of any use. Dome bioscaping. Residents in basic domes have improved comfort. That's tempting. Utility crops. We don't need them. We've got plenty of food. We don't need to worry about those just yet. And we don't have to worry about subsurface heating either. 3D machining. Produces machine parts from metals. Machine parts factory. 10 concrete. Produces machine. No, we're good with our current factory, I think. Martian education, new building, Martian university. I don't have the space to have that at the moment. It's whatever it is that can't take up space inside the domes. I don't have domes that can handle it yet. Engineers and geologists have plus 10 performance when working in their speciality. That one right there, that's what I want. 1500 research, nice and simple. It's fast to get through. In fact, I wouldn't mind... I'd have to reassign everything. Wouldn't mind that sooner.
No active research.
Let's clear that. We've fixed that already. Stop it. I want my Mars crowdfunding directly after that. Then the CO2 jet propulsion. Then the Stirling generator, just in case I need it. And then that leaves me with one more open slot. That one. I want biome engineering. And then down to the Stirling generator. Increases happiness by anywhere that has a farm in it. And I'm putting farms into all the domes because of that. So, 494 million. We do need to set up another dome soon as well, though. Alright, so 30 of 30, we can send that rocket back underway, and we're going to need another dome. I need a dome that's going to be for just manufacturing. Specifically, I want polymers and electronic production, obviously. I also need a dome that has research in it. This is going to be a problem. I think I am going to have to go for a medium-sized dome next, just to have enough space to be able to make a good enough industrial sector. You can do it in the small domes, but I can only do it if I can bring in a factory that can produce polymers.
Sector scanned.
And enough people to actually run it. Because as I recall, the medium dome, maintenance, 2 polymers. So I require polymers in order to be able to keep the maintenance up. And I can't afford to have it break, because if a dome breaks, everybody in it dies. So, yeah, I gotta do that. So, rocket is now heading back. 38, 39. It will be there soon. I reckon we're going to need to start looking into what we will be able to bring back next. So, we're going to definitely need a passenger rocket. Specializations. Let's have a look and see what we've got in here. I definitely want engineers. I definitely want geologists. Actually, we can leave that exactly as it is, just looking at that. Matching colonists, 18. The capacity is only 12. We've already got what we need. Simple as that. Alright, and we have available resonances of 15, 12 are coming. Yep, launch. Send them. Send them, send them, send them. We'll put that passenger rocket right down here. And once the changeover is done for the exporting the 30 rare metals, I will be able to start bringing in the next rocket, which will have the pieces that I'll need to establish the next dome. And I'll establish the next dome almost straight away. I'll have to bring some electronics and some polymers with it though, otherwise I'll run out, I think. Where is the cable faults? Please go fix that. I can't afford to waste these resources. Alright, medium dome. It's going to need 25 to even construct it, and it's going to make 80 metal. I've only got 113, so I'm going to need to collect some metal. I'm going to need to collect quite a lot of metal, actually. Power's going to be an issue too. We're down to 23 on machine parts as well. But that's alright, once these colonists arrive, the factory should increase in production quite nicely, so that shouldn't be as big a problem as it appears. Metal. That is going to be an issue, however. Where's my rover? There's my rover. And he just happens to be out near some metal as well. And there is a little something that can be researched over there. So send my rover over there for that. And where did my truck go? There he is. Funding received, 660 million. Perfect timing, because I'm going to need that. Now, the truck needs to charge up, so I'll charge it over there and send it out to grab a load of metal. There should be some floating around out here somewhere. I know there's definitely some over near the rover, but that's a hell of a trip. There we go. Got some just here, near the rare metals deposits. So as soon as we are charged up, which we now are, send the truck out there and get it to start scooping up and bringing the loads of metal back, because we're going to need it. Oh, now that is not a place I want to cable fault. We've just found the wreckage of Phobos 2.
The old probe even had some new data for us to analyze.
On July 7th, 1988, the Soviet Union launched 2 Photon K rockets carrying the Phobos 1 and Phobos 2 probes on course to Mars. Of the 2 craft, only Phobos 2 reached its final destination, but contact with it was lost just before it could deliver its precious payload. Humankind will be forever grateful for the information we salvaged from its computers. Effect: locations of several anomalies discovered.
Anomaly
check
found.
the map to the new locations. Nice.
Sector scanned.
One down here. And we've got no more one up here too. That's interesting, because I've already scanned this sector, but nothing showed up there. But now there is something. Must randomly place those. Alright, well, the probe is nearly, the Explorer is nearly out of power, so I'll bring it back and then I'll get it to go and do its thing. And ready to land. We have passengers, so let's pop our passengers right down here. Make sure they go, hopefully they go to the right dome. Yes, they're going to the right dome. Okay, I was worried there for a second. Interesting, getting a few pauses here in the sound. Don't know if that's just my end or what it is. And a couple of them went straight to work. God, there you go. By the way, better send out some repair crews to actually fix those. How's everything going inside? Yeah, that's ticking along nicely. We've now got a full shift on here. Very nice. Farm's now got a... Whoa, Farm's got a damn good shift going on in there. Excellent. Alright, so the dome's number is up. Everything should now be ticking along. Production should be much higher. What have we got? Production per sol predicted, 3.3. Maintenance is going to be electronic, so that's going to make the maintenance go up. 0.5 stored machine parts, production 3.3 per sol predicted. Yeah, that's not bad. That's okay. I can do that. I can deal with this. 0.8 per sol, 1.4 per sol. Yeah, it needs another person on there, unfortunately, if we're going to really get that one going. And the rocket is already loaded with fuel and ready to go, and she's got 7 metal on
Pipe
board,
leak
so I can just
reported.
let it do its thing. Where?
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
And we have more scans going on down this end of the world, and another anomaly, which is excellent because we need those. And that's all we can get. Alright, where did our explorer go? There he is. Get up there and analyze that one. And our truck, how's it going for our metal? 37 of 45, it's just about cleared that deposit out, but there's a few more up there. I wouldn't mind filling it up and bringing it back, because we're going to need it all. Come on, top her up.
Cable fault reported.
And the unload point is going to be here. So 45. Dump it right there. Okay. So that's up to 7 of 30. That's going to take a little while to fill it up. We're going to need parts a lot sooner than that, I think. So we're going to need to bring a second rocket down. We've
just confirmed
10
the location
electronics
of
and
a
down to
metal-rich
17
deposit.
polymer.
A drilling accident turned to our advantage.
We lost a drilling probe while trying to analyze this anomaly. The signal was suddenly lost, and we got a tingling feeling that we would get lucky with the second one. The operators were extra careful with the second insertion and revealed a vast network of underground cavities beneath the hard rock plate. On top of that, we managed to get in contact with the first probe, which had fallen through into another section of the crust faults. We used the two probes as triangulation points for telemetry and pinpointed the location of the deposit. Discovered a metal deposit. Nice. I would have preferred something 1,000. Okay. I'll have to make some use of that. Alright, so the Explorer is still got enough charge. Cool, I'll send it down here.
Pipe leak reported.
Where now? It does remind me, that pipe leak here before had me a little bit concerned, so I'm going to have to do something about that. I can't have the dome failing because of a single pipe leak. And this section of the dome is reliant on one pipeline, so I need to adjust that just slightly. So if I build a cable to here, extend it, and then cut it back. Yeah, that'll work. Create a circuit. So if the pipe fails here, it doesn't really matter which side the pipe fails on. If the pipe fails on that line, it comes in that way. It would have to break on both of these to fail. It's not pretty, I know, but
Sector scanned. Anomaly
it will get
analyzed.
us past this issue. And we will need to run a top pipe as well. There we go. Once that's in place, it's, as I said, it's not pretty, but it will prevent us from running into any issues where a pipe break and a power fault on this end kills the dome and the colonists, because we can't have that. Same basic principles I've got running down here. And what I'll need to put in on the new pipe. 930. Okay, so now we can look at bringing in the supplies that we need. So we're going to need a cargo rocket. Actually, before we go too far with that. 10 electronics and we're down to 15 polymers. Alright. And I better check this as well. It wants 25 polymers at minimum to be able to build it plus maintenance. So, if we're going to bring a cargo rocket, prefab buildings for start, I'm going to need a polymer factory. It's 300 million on its own. An electronics factory would be useful as well. That's 600 million. So we're down to 400 million on parts before I even look at bringing in the supplies that I'm going to need. Now we're going to need, at minimum, 25 in polymers. Shit. Prefab buildings. Alright, if I drop the electronics factory... and instead bring in 25 electronics, and then bring an electronics factory in on a second load. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way we're going to have to do it. It's not exactly what I want to do. Bring in the remainder in machine parts. But that's going to have to be what I do. Alright, launch. And we've got, if we go down to the research here, we've got the Mars crowdfunding going. Once it completes, we can use that money to bring in the electronics factory in a second rocket. So yeah, that'll work. How are we going on this one? Speaking of which, 11 to 30. Come on guys, you need to produce a little bit faster here for me. Send a repair crew out to that one. It's going to drop us down a couple more machine parts, but we need them. Hopefully they'll get that under control in just a moment. What the hell was that? I'm pretty sure that was a meteor just crashing. Not exactly what I want. Alright. Now power is still going to be somewhat of concern here, especially once we whack a third dome onto this network. Metal is high. Get the truck. Charge it up. We are going to need... We've got enough power banking around at the moment that we're not running out on the cycle. We're just not... We're not sustaining through the nights. We're at 40 plus during the day, and all the batteries
Cable
are
fault reported.
Full as far as I know. Installed power is fine. Yeah, that dome doesn't matter. That won't matter for a while. Now we're at night time, we're only losing 6.4. Stored power is 2,387. Negative 6.4. We're never going to empty the battery, so we're actually really good for power. We don't need to worry about that. We've just got enough storage up at this point in time that it doesn't matter. We're not relying on direct feeds. We're relying on the batteries. So running on battery backups, which works much better. Alright, 13 to 30 there. As soon as this rocket arrives, we're going to establish the next dome. How is the happiness in this one? Comfort could be worse. 2 residential slots and 2 vacant work slots, so I've got that timed up just nicely. We do have medical staff. I might look. And what have we got? Living quarters. We've got the grocer. The lake and the statue is in the farm. The casino complex. So, if we put in...
Cable fault reported.
Not what I'm after, not what I'm after, not what I'm after. Where is it? Ah, here. We have nurseries. Can't really get the research lab in on this one. I want the research lab on the next one. Infirmary. Visitors recover health and sanity as long as they're not starving, dehydrated, or freezing or suffocating. A dome with a medical building has a lower minimum comfort requirement for births. That would be nice. What would be the best way to put it?
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Perhaps that way. Let's put an infirmary in. Alright, our supply rocket has arrived, so we'll drop this one over here. And you, how are you doing for your load? 16 to 30. Rocket has arrived. Alright guys, time to start unloading it. Anytime. Oh, there we go. Somebody's come over. Ah, they're grabbing fuel, I think.
We gather here today to bid a final farewell to one of our finest.
As difficult or painful it is, we must accept that Julie Burno is dead. As friends, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so one of our colonists just died. Has died cause old age. Hey, well, that's fine. As long as nothing has gone wrong to kill them, you know, old age happens to us all, so... Cool. Unfortunate.
Research
I didn't want to
complete.
lose any colonists this early, but that's not my fault, so we're good. We're still good. Research complete. Mars crowdfunding is now complete. Excellent. It means I can bring the electronics shop in once we have the next dome ready. It is still being unloaded. As long as nobody tries to stick any rare metals on it. As soon as it's unloaded, we'll send that one back. Alright, now let's get the dome under construction. So we're going to go for a medium-sized dome. Build it close enough to the metal extraction that we can get the metal. We're not going to be able to get them both, unfortunately. It doesn't matter which way you try and place this. You're not going to be able to get both of these metal nodes, which is what I wanted, but it's not what I'm going to get. But I'll take this one, because it's close enough to make a better circuit anyway. And keep the supplies reasonably close. About there. That'll do. And while we're at it, send a repair crew over to fix that. Alright, 0 of 30. It's still got stuff loaded on board. Come on, guys. Empty it. Max priority. I need all these polymers off so I can get this thing out of here, and I need it refueled so I can send it back. 20 or 30 on this rocket. Interesting, it's only showing me one rocket down here at the moment. Although I suppose this one isn't even started refueling yet, so... Right, so they're moving the polymers and the metal over. Now where is the truck? We've got the truck. Cool. Alright, we'll send the truck over to go and grab some more metal, because we are going to consume quite a lot of it in building this dome. I want to make sure that we still have the metal we need to actually maintain the basics on this colony. It's ticking along reasonably well here. Infirmary is now up. 26 of 28. Vacant work slots is now up to 5. I assume a shift's just come off, so that shouldn't be a problem. And I'm going to send a repair drone over to fix the factory before it becomes an issue, because we have the electronics to be able to do that now without stressing. Alright, so we're doing reasonably well here. It's just a matter of getting the supplies we need over and this rocket refueled. Why are they not refueling this rocket? Where is the... Because it's just outside of that station. Ah, I see what the problem is. Okay. Better send a repair party for that one as well. Looks like I need to build a storage depot for fuel and place it... We shouldn't.
Sector scanned.
We'll place it here next to the concrete supplies. And then once I go off and find my truck... So where did he go? Full up? Cool. When he gets back, I'm going to have it unload back where we unloaded the last one.
Cable fault reported.
So that sticks another 45 of the 80 metal that we're going to require to actually construct. and then I'm going to have to fill it up with a load of fuel and bring it over, and then they should fill up the rocket. The problem is that there is no fuel stored in this area, and only this drone control station has access to this rocket at the moment, which is why unloading it took a little bit longer than expected, because it's not being unloaded by multiples like the others have been. I'm going to fill that one up with fuel. It's charging up a little bit, that's alright. We will go over here, and we're going to unload that one there. And then it can charge itself up and go and get some more metal after that. And yeah, once the fuel's stored up, we should see, there we go, little drone is already going over to start sticking some fuel in it so we can piss this thing off. Beautiful. Alright, charge the truck back up. And we'll send it... Still a bit of metal in each of these spots that we can collect. So I reckon we'll send it up to collect this metal, and then pick the rest up, and there should be a load of 45 in there to bring back, which should leave us in a pretty good spot. We're still at 131, and I think we still haven't got all the metal in position, but all the polymers that need to be there are there. And it looks like they're starting to move the concrete now, which is going to take a bit. Right, now, where did the Explorer go? And we have some more research that we can potentially pick up here if we're lucky. Is that one fueled now? 40, 40, and it's completely unloaded. Alright, it can go home. 27, that one's almost loaded, so it's nearly ready to depart as well. And it's moving all the metals over now. So we go back to the truck. It's got 14 on board from there, so we can click which ones. It's that one there, and then we've got these ones.
The analysis tells us that we found
Next.
iridium-rich sulfides. That's a real rarity on Earth.
Mankind's ingenuity have found a myriad of applications for it, but we've focused our plan on much simpler, more vital role in our growing colony, RTGs, free energy for everyone. Effect, tech boost 10% to all physics technologies. Cool. I'll take that. Alright, jet propulsion's up at the moment. We have the Stirling generator and biome engineering coming through next. You know what? I would really... That's researched already. There was one in here somewhere. I can't remember what it was. I may not actually have access to the tech. Factory AI. Performance increased by 20%. Actually, you know what? That's probably not actually a bad thing to have. Just thinking about it. Martian education. A supportive community lowers the list of colonists developing flaws after sanity breakdowns. Emergency training. One can never be too prepared for the vast array of emergencies that could arise at any given moment on Mars. General training. Social. Colonists without proper specialization suffer lower work penalty. Jack of all trades, but master of none is oft times better than a master of one. Core water. Systemic training. Scientists and botanists have 10% performance. Yeah, actually, we'll grab that one. And then we'll grab the factory AI. Because that increases our botany performance as well. And our science performance, which we are going to need. Alright, so we'll leave the truck to do its thing for the moment. Nearly there. Come on, little dudes. You got to move more stuff faster. Come on. 27 to 30. We're down to 10 polymers. which is worrying. Alright, send repair trucks out to both of our rare metals extractors. How's the other one going down here? It's ticking along just nice. Looks like it's just been fixed. Cool. 28. Waiting for more metal to come in there now. Looks like another one going up. And I don't know what they were sticking in there then. I was sure I just saw a little robot go up that ramp. Oh well. Slowly getting the metal and the concrete transferred over. 24. Alright, we'll pick up the metal here. I wish I could give it a link of orders, but
Sector
it
scanned.
won't let you. Gotta babysit the bloody thing. No resources. Well, that's not what I was hoping for. Where did my RC truck go to?
Vehicle battery
Send it
low.
over to the next anomaly. You're probably right, it is low. With the amount that that's going to take to, yeah.
Pipe leak
Send
reported.
the research truck back up here so it can actually charge itself, and then I'll send it back down to research that anomaly. And looks like we got another pipe leak. But that's alright, we've got the loop through now, so we should be fine there. 30 of 30. Goodbye. So that's another load of rare metals sent back to Earth. So the next load we bring in, and we are already starting to run out of polymers, so we're going to have to look at bringing a rocket back almost straight away. Right. So prefab buildings, we want to bring the electronics factory in on this one. And we want to bring in more polymers by quite a lot. Let's call it 30. And another 10 machine parts. Because fingers crossed, we're actually going to be... actually, no, we don't... No, not that. We can only bring 5. So let's go 25 and 10 and bring in the electronics. Because the machine parts we should have under control at this point. And if not, I've just sent a load of rare metals back to Earth, so I can always get another truck in. Alright, once that one is charged, we'll go grab this last section of resource. And, it's taken a while to put this dome together. Alright, 25, the 80 of 80 has been transferred over, and we're just waiting for the concrete to arrive. So we'll get this one down here and get it to research the node on this end. Once this dome's complete, I want to get enough materials together to build a tunnel from here down into the basin here, so we can begin exploring and researching down here, because at the very least there is 4 research nodes that I want access to. Right, 4 rare metals are already in the tank. Travelling to Mars, travelling to Earth. So this is the one we're waiting for it to arrive.
Cable fault
So we're not going to run
reported.
out of parts here today. And split on the backup line. The main line is still intact, so that's not a problem.
Anomaly analyzed.
Down to 103.
There's more to the barren environs of the Red Planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder. So long as you know where to look.
The following texts have been revealed on the research screen. Advanced passenger module and factory amplification. Okay. Alright, 35. We'll collect the metals. Hopefully there'll be 10 in that. Alright, where is... Well, the Explorer can come back to charge now. Again. There's nowhere else for it to go up there. So it's just waiting for us to finish scans down this end of the world. Actually, let's pull back on that one. And get all the way to the bottom of the map done down here. There is that one. Let's go back to the truck for the minute, and she's on 45. Filled her up nicely. Excellent. So we can come back here. That autosave always happens at the oddest point, so we can unload that right there. And with that, looks like we've nearly consumed one full supply of concrete here, so it might almost be worth putting the concrete extractor on. And construction is in process as well.
Funding
Down to 106,
received.
drop 45 metal in, and we just got another 660 million in funding. I can only assume 600 is how much we're getting on each load that we're sending. Well, this one is ready to land, so we can drop it down right here where the last one was. And
We
we'll
have
grab
an
the truck.
oxygen shortage. We have a water shortage. We have a power shortage.
No, we don't. It's only because we haven't hooked up the dome yet. There is nothing wrong. Alright. So the fuel load is... Oh, where'd the truck go? Unload that one there. That'll make sure there is plenty of fuel to reload or refuel this rocket. And it is currently being loaded up with, well, pretty much everything.
Sector scanned.
All the rare metals are being stored there as well. They may even start sticking the rare metals on board once it's filled up. I didn't actually consider that. I've got nowhere for the rare metals to go into. I could have just landed that one in there. Because all the rare metals from here are being moved over to this one anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Dumping sites. We're going to need some. There we go. Give them somewhere to start sticking that stone. It's all over the place before it starts causing issues. Looks like here is actually quite full as well. Put a couple down in there. That'll help get that under control. Well, they haven't started moving it in yet, but they are still fueling it up at this point. But it has been unloaded, so we've got plenty of supplies on the ground. And our new dome has been constructed. Okay, so at this point, things to build. Obviously, we're going to want power. Which we'll build up to there. And then I'm going to build the secondary supply. Which I need to loop off here. So if I loop it off here and there's a break there, then this entire set goes down, although it does have its own generators. I can't build it through there. Where would be the spot to bring it out? This seems silly, building the... Although, if I build it out this way, it does give me a second circuit to build on, so... The question is... Is that circuit overlapped? No. Shit. That's not what I wanted. Okay, I managed to mess that up. Delete that. And we can't do anything about the power line that's already down. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. What parts are in? Oh no, everything up until that point is actually in. It's just this section out here that's not. That's actually not such an issue. Okay. Well, we'll just keep the main line on for a moment anyway, before we go too much further, and I'll have to have a think about that one, how to put the secondary in. The secondary is not urgent straight away. A bigger concern is bringing the water supply in. Alright, there we go. Power is connected for this dome now. And we need to start placing the basic buildings that we're going to want inside. So where are our prefabs? Recharge stations, drone hubs, we're not after any of those. Electronics factories, that's the one we're after here. Electronics factories and polymer factories. So we want to get the electronics. How big are these? Wait, the electronics factory is an outside building, it's not an inside. Wow, that's
Pipe leak
interesting.
reported.
And that one isn't an inside, however. Alright, so I'm going to build the electronics factory there. And once it's placed, we'll turn it off. Now the polymer factory, it's going to consume fuel, water, and electricity. It requires machine parts for maintenance. That
Sector
makes sense.
scanned. Anomaly
I'm going to build
found.
this one here then. And for the moment, we're going to turn all of these off. Well, the dome, you really... Yes, you can. We're going to turn the dome off, turn the electronics off, and once the factory's in place, we're going to turn it off as well, because we can't use any of them yet until we've got people. But we do want them built so they're ready to rock and roll as soon as people actually arrive. But anyways, at this point, we've got the second dome constructed. Let's flick it over to something a little bit more impressive. That's much better. So the second dome is now constructed. Our first dome is now, that one there's fully functional and has been for a while. This dome is now fully populated. We have electronics and polymer factories on the planet, as well as a machine factory, which is producing parts. Could be producing more. We probably need more factories. But it's alright for a start. We've got enough to be able to maintain the colony at the very least, with careful management. So we're not quite self-sufficient yet, but we are getting pretty bloody close. So that's all we need at this point. I think I'll actually launch that rocket straight back before we go. So all the rockets are clear. I won't send that one back with any metals. I'll wait till the next one arrives. They haven't started loading it yet, and I can't be bothered playing around with getting them to load. And when we come back for the next episode, we're going to start working on that main dome and getting it fully operational as a polymer and electronics factory, as well as the primary research dome to increase our research output and actually start getting some of these unlocks that we're trying to get in our research tree done a hell of a lot faster. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, remember to click that like button, share, and subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, take care.